Two big stories. Mike Bliss has pulled off, an apparent problem for the man who ran so well and was third. The other big story, number 98, Butch Miller. We mentioned that low line he was taking just before we went to the break. I hate those words, while we were away, but while we were away, Butch marched from 5th to 2nd and looks like a man who could win the race. How is he doing at Elton Sawyer?
He definitely has the shortest way around the racetrack. You just wouldn't think he could carry enough momentum through the middle of the corner. Now he's moved up behind Ron. I really believe Butch has something for him, though. When he gets down to the bottom, he's passed 4 trucks in the last 6 or 8 laps. Great job.
And the change in line is dramatic. PJ has moved to 3rd. Remember, he got to the bottom help here. Butch to the bottom, challenge for the lead. Can't get by. Rudman has backed up. PJ has moved up. Bliss has pulled off. And number 98, Butch Miller, the ASA champion, is the story of the moment. Look out, he tangles with Resendez there as the lap car gets in front of him and gives Hornaday another little break. Can Butch go back to the bottom and get around Resendez?
I think so. He's actually up there on the top now, maybe cooling those tires off. You know, it's definitely an easier way around the racetrack at the top. He's down to, he's making it work down at the bottom.
That's magic.
Left side tires below the white line.
Well, we said early in the show that the line would probably move up the racetrack. Butch Miller says, you guys got it all backwards. You're upside down and all wrong.
He has the truck below the white line. Butch really, he's got a great line there, and looks like it's working for him.
What do you reckon Hornaday's thinking? I mean, what do you do?
Well, as many laps as Ron Hornaday and Rick Corelli have at this racetrack, they can't run at the bottom. They'll be talking Butch.
Look at that.
Great shot.
With 15 to go, Butch Miller got in front for a moment. Hornaday is not going to give it up easily. He's worked too hard for this. This is terrific.
Oh, this is great racing right here.
A pair of 3,400-pound trucks having at it side by side. 98 Butch Miller running the Ford right alongside the race-long leader Hornaday in the Chevy. And guess what?
Butch is back.
His camera, you could get a glimpse of PJ coming after him.
Yep, he's on the move. Butch may have just backed off a little bit there. He's going to have one more chance to make a run at him. PJ's on the move also. It's going to be a great race here at the end.
There is Jones with 12 to go and traffic ahead. It cannot finish under yellow. It's another great rule for the Super Truck division. So Hornaday in 16 leads it. And Miller, suddenly stuck with the traffic, finds his low line taken away by McEachern, loses a little ground. He will likely come under immediate fire from P.J. Jones, who looked like he was going to be the hero of the race. Talk about drama, talk about excitement with 10 to go. We always make those promises at the top of the show and hope the race will pay off. Today, I think it's going to.
Oh, this is great. I'm getting excited just talking about it.
It's got the hair on the back of my neck up. Churchill on the bottom of the racetrack has taken up Butch's line maybe. This is a huge break for Hornaday.
Oh, it really is. He caught lap traffic just perfect. Made some good moves. Put a little distance between him and Butch.
I'll tell you, though, during that last commercial break, Butch made up way more than this amount of traffic in about, or this amount of ground, I should say, in about 4 laps. So he's still got time.
Oh, he's got one more run at him. PJ's caught Butch, though, so that's going to be a little bit of a problem. He's going to have to look in his mirror a little bit, not to lose second.
Is this one of those times when the crew call you on the radio and say, if you got anything left, now's the time to use it?
Yeah, like he's not running as hard as he can possibly run for everything.
Here comes PJ, shot through the gap in traffic. Jones goes to second. Butch Miller has slipped back to third. He led the race, maybe not at start-finish, but he had a fender in front of Hornaday. Now he's back down on the bottom trying to get back what he had. PJ has 6.
I think the tires on the 98 truck, I believe they're gone. I believe Butch is he's sideways off in 2.
Yeah. Well, look,
great effort. Just used him up a little bit too much.
He did not lose a position there to Resendez. Resendez is a lap down. PJ, I don't know. It's going to be tough. He's got 5 laps to catch Hornaday. I think Hornaday may have played this thing very, very smart.
He's done a great job. Really has.
The laps winded down. Miller's in big trouble. He's got a flat tire.
Left rear tire of Butch Miller's truck.
He spit it off. And the yellow will fly. Oh,
this is a break for PJ.
Oh, boy. There's the tire. He literally ran the tires off that truck getting to the front, but the race will not end under caution. So PJ who must be thanking the god of yellow flags today. We'll get
the racing gods have looked down on him.
Look out. We'll be right back with a finish. We're back. Alan Porter prepares to drop the green flag for the final time. It will be a 2-lap shootout between number 16, the Chevrolet of Ron Hornaday, owned by Teresa Earnhardt, and P.J. Jones Chevy, number 1, who's come from 3 laps down to have this one last shot. The rule says you can't finish.
Great start for Ron Hornaday. He's gone.
He really got the jump. This is lap 201. It's a scheduled 200 lapper, but it can't finish under yellow. Hornaday really got a great start. PJ did not.
May have been sleeping just a little bit.
Boy, that's a bad time to fall asleep. White flag, 1 to go. Hornaday's got it when it matters.
Sedgwick is underneath Corelli, and they touch.
Spun it. Sedgwick trying to pick up a position. White flag out. Will they throw the checker? Yes.
For Ron Hornaday.
The flag falls on Ron Hornaday. The checkered flag fell. The spin came on the last lap. Hornaday did it when it mattered. Congratulations to the Earnhardt family watching back in North Wilkes. And did we get our money's worth today from the NASCAR Craftsman Super Trucks? Unbelievable stories all the way back through the field. Here comes PJ up to congratulate Hornaday. Thumbs up for both.
Oh, that was a great restart there for Ron Hornaday. Knew what he had to do. Got those belts good and tight. Got those tires clean. Probably had that thing in second gear. And he just got a great restart there.
We may have time to hear from PJ. We're going to go to Victory Lane, of course, hear from Hornaday. It'll be interesting to see what he has to say about that last opportunity. We'll be right back. About half out of control half the day, but when day is done, Hornaday's the winner, and he's standing by with Marty Reed. Marty?
Ron, come on, get out. Come on out of here. There's a bunch of people that want to say congratulations on Ron Hornaday's first Super Truck victory. Listen to this crowd. I got to tell you, you must have had heart failure when that last yellow came out, when Butch Miller cut that tire.
I tell you, Doug worked on this truck all day long. I mean, we had a loose truck, and he just kept driving me and says, Ron, just keep it smooth, keep it smooth. I just got to thank Doug, action-packed, everybody. You know, Dale, we did this one, but that last show, I wasn't looking forward for it. I knew what I had to do because PJ is getting his laps back by sliding up in front of me, so I just went out there and ran as hard as we could and just went to the bottom and helped her do it.
Well, we just got the Gatorade bath, and hey, I need to ask you on the restart, because we were watching, obviously everybody was watching, and looked like you really, really came off a 4 flying.
Well, PJ was moving me up high on the lap deals there, so I just went ahead and let him stay back. And when he started warming his tires up, I just took off. I don't know if I was supposed to do that, but I wasn't going to let him do the slide job again on me. So we did this one. We beat the truck up a little bit, but it's perfect for Saugus. We're ready for it. So I'm just thankful for the crew, the Goodyear tires, Snap-on, you know, Action Pack, everybody, RCCA, just everybody. I just want to thank everybody. Dennis Fisher for the motor he just put underneath us all day. But, you know, this one's for Teresa.
There you go. I was going to say, you almost forgot the boss.
I didn't forget the boss. You know, Teresa's behind us 100%. And we knew we ran good here. And we just had to come out here and do it all.
Ron Hornaday is your winner here at Tucson Raceway Park. We'll be back with more right after this.
I think this is the prettiest time of day in the Mojave Desert. The quiet at the end of the long, hot day. Marty Reed with the man whose thoughts are perhaps of most interest right now, the guy who came second today. Marty?
I know your heart must have just sunk when you went 3 laps down with the valve stem breaking, but man, you really put on a show coming back.
Well, I mean, the guys gave me a great car. We made a couple little adjustments, but the red light and the temperature gauge was pegged the whole race, and last about 10 or 15 laps I was getting burned by some steam and stuff coming in the cockpit, but Die-Hard crew did great. Sears Die-Hard, #1 truck. My car owners, Craftsman put a great series together. NASCAR promotes it awesome. There's so many people interested in this series. It grew so quickly. And Paige Jones, you know, this was for you. I know he's watching right now. And get better, buddy. We want you out here. This is his ride. So.
Now, you know, you were doing so well when you were catching the laps back, but the last restart looked like he got you.
Well, yeah, we just kind of made a little bit of a mistake with transmissions. We didn't quite get the right gear ratio. He likes to come down real slow, and I had just too high a second gear and way too high a third gear, and I just couldn't get a good running start. And I tried at the last restart, and he just messed me up. So he did a great job. He was fighting me, trying to get my laps back, and I had to, do him a little dirty a couple of times just to put him up there in the gray to get by him. But he's a great racer. He charges hard. He needed a win. So.
Well, I know you guys are disappointed, but you put a wonderful show on for everybody. We enjoyed it.
Well, we appreciate it. Without Sears and the series and ESPN for televising it, thanks a lot.
David?
I'll tell you what, that was an inspired and an inspiring ride. It was just a terrific run for Jones and a great day for the Jones family. And Paige, we sure hope you enjoyed it, buddy. We're, I hope, going to have time to hear from the third place guy because he was sort of the forgotten man all day. But when said is done, the High Plains Drifter ends up third. Let's go back to hear from Ron Corelli.
Rick Corelli, they were saying, you know, you sort of got not just short shrift, but you weren't in the picture a lot, but boy, you were steady all day long, and there you were right at the end. A nice job on third place.
Yeah, I feel good. You know, after our disappointment in Phoenix, we come down here and ran hard. We were running really good. I had a bad qualifying run, but I mean, the truck, we were just off a little bit. I was a little tight, good at the start of the race, and then there was a truck spun out on the back straightaway, and I bumped the front end and knocked it out. And I knew I didn't have anything for him up front, but I want to thank ESPN and NASCAR, and I tell you what, this is going to be a heck of a series. And Total Motor Oil, #6, we'll be back. We're looking forward to going to Saugus, and I want to say hi to my wife and kids and wish them the best.
Yeah, Rick, you're not going to like it, though, because now you owe $1 to the pot because you said car instead of truck. We made that rule today, so, hey, appreciate the great run. We'll be back to close things out here at Tucson Raceway Park. Stay with us.
Well said, guys. All right, if Corelli's got to pay $1 for calling it a car, I got to pay 10 for calling his long-lost brother, Ron. Elton John up here beside me. Elton Sawyer up here beside me. Your final thoughts on what we've seen here today?
Oh, it was a great race, Dave. I really enjoyed it. The guys really did a good job on the racetrack. I was excited. I really don't know what to say. I just ecstatic sitting up here.
Is it more fun being in a race car?
It's a lot more work up here.
Well, I'm glad to hear you say that, and I hope the rest of the world appreciates it. What a pretty sunset. The sun sets slowly in the west as we go to Marty Reed for a final observation from Victory Lane.
Guys, we talk about so many times where cars are not on the lead lap. This was such a small track, and to have this race after 200 laps come down to the final 2 laps, it's got to be incredible. And talk about the fact that this thing is hot. This is a magazine from Japan. Take a look at the little right-hand corner. We love pickup. We certainly did today.
Hey, they've got their own collectibles. They've got their own magazines in English and in Japanese. This series has a huge future, but at the end of the day, Hornaday demonstrated that it's the great NASCAR talent that's ready for the challenge of all these other drivers. PJ drove an inspired race for his little brother, Butch Miller, and so many more thinking about what is yet to come. Thunder is coming up here midnight tonight. Dave and Gary and Larry, Dave the King Wilson and Gary and Larry at midnight tonight with the USAC Western States Midgets, so stick around for that. And then, of course, tomorrow we've got the First Union 400, the race at 1, but we've got the special half-hour pregame show coming up at 12:30 Eastern Time. That's 9:30 a.m. out here on the coast. Hope you'll enjoy that. GP racing, we got that. Formula One on ESPN. 2, the Grand Prix of Argentina, and that is 9 o'clock Eastern Time tomorrow night. Speed Week, Friday night, 12:30 a.m. Is there anything we possibly missed? It is a great racing weekend for all of you fans, and we certainly hope you've enjoyed what we've seen so far. Next up will be the late model Stalkers from North Wilkesboro, so stick around for that as well. Our congratulations to Ron Hornaday. Our thanks to Elton Sawyer and Marty Reed. A terrific afternoon of Craftsman NASCAR Truck Racing. And there is your winner. Hope you've enjoyed it. We'll see you next time on ESPN. I'm Dave Despade. So long from Tucson.